good afternoon, guys. We are here at the Kentucky Castle. If you haven't had the chance to check this place out in a while, you've got to come see it. They're doing all kinds of fun activities, different events. One of them I had to check out was something called Bourbon University. Tim Niddle is with us, and you are the bourbon steward here at the Kentucky Castle, my dear. Rough life. Watch out. I may want your job very soon. Tell us about Bourbon University.
So Bourbon University is a 12-month curriculum. So every month through 2018, we're going to have a different focus. So January last month was our Bourbon 101 introduction, but if you missed it, that's all right. We'll cover that a little bit the next month. Currently in February, we're looking at History of Bourbon Part 1. Next month for March, we'll look at History of Bourbon Part 2, Modern Era.
And does the history show that it used to be just men drinking bourbon and now we women are hardcore bourbon drinkers?
Absolutely. That's a big piece of the story.
I love it. Okay, we're going to make a traditional old-fashioned, and you said it is really a favorite for so many.
Yeah, the old-fashioned is really where cocktails got started. That's why it's called the old-fashioned. It was when cocktails were evolving through the 1800s. They changed. We had different alcohols involved, different pieces. We could import stuff from all over the world. But sometimes people just wanted an old-fashioned cocktail. They just wanted how it was made at the beginning. We put a lot of pride into our bourbon program and our cocktail program here at the Kentucky Castle. So let me walk you through how we're going to make our traditional old-fashioned.
Okay.
Now we're going to start with our ice. Now we use Kentucky straight ice. Now this is imported for us. Like ice would have been.
What?
I know ice would have been done back in the day. This is from a limestone aquifer under Kentucky. It is frozen over the course of 4 days to get just the right texture and intensity, and then it's hand cut into the cube that you see here. So this is going to be the base of our cocktail, just like they would have done in the 1800s, hand carving the ice back then.
Okay, but I can still go to my freezer and use my ice, right?
At home, absolutely.
Okay,
but here,
right.
here we're going to have the most luxury ice we can get.
Got it.
All right, so now we're going to start with a little bitters.
Okay.
So this is going to be our contrast element. So I'm just going to put this right on top of the ice. That's called seasoning the ice.
When you say a little, that's just a couple shakes.
Yep, just a couple shakes. So now we're going to introduce our sugar. So we're going to use 1 ounce of simple syrup. So this is just a 1-to-1 sugar to water. Just put that right on top.
Okay.
And now I really like, for the old-fashioned, James E. Pepper 1776. This is a recreation bourbon. So this is made according to the original recipe, as best as we can tell, that James E. Pepper made it. I'm going to use 2 ounces of this.
Got it.
All right,
And it does matter which bourbon you use.
Absolutely. Different bourbons have different flavor profiles. So I want one that's a little more rough around the edges. That's going to stand up to all that sugar that we just put into the cocktail. It's still going to show its bourbon bones in it. Now we're going to give it a stir. And it doesn't really take too long to integrate this kind of a cocktail. It's not like a Manhattan that you really want to stir for 60 or 90 seconds. This just needs that little bit, just like that. Now, most people expect the old-fashioned to have fruit. It didn't originally have fruit. That was a later addition.
I'm like, where's my orange?
Exactly. So if people really want the fruit, we're going to introduce a flag just like that. And we're using the local Jack Rudy cocktail cherries, which are just a wonderful all-natural cherry. Okay. A lot of bourbon infusion in that. It's going to complement the flavor profile really well. Put in our straw.
And if you insist. If you insist. Wow. That's delicious. Traditional old-fashioned. It just happens to be one of my favorite drinks, too. Anyway, you can check out Bourbon University here at the Kentucky Castle. Check it out online, thekentuckycastle.com. Thank you, and cheers. Did I pass my first course?
I think so.
I tasted it. Learned to drink it. This is easy. Check it out. I'm Deanne Stevens. Back to you. Cheers.